See what we're working with here. Mmm. Man. It's so good. So good. Alright, everybody. Got something good for y'all today. We're going to do some smash burgers for Labor Day. Woo, can't go wrong. We got some 80-20 beef. Got to go a little bit lower with that fat. A little bit better for your gut, I guess. Like to throw in, I take some of this sweet Italian sausage. I just take one strip of that, cut it open, throw it in there without the skin on it, of course. So let's go ahead and get started. And before you say anything, yes, I washed my hands before I started all this. Gonna go ahead and slap this on in there. All right. Get all that blood, good little iron and flavor right there. All right. Then after that, what we want to do here, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna open this up, pull out one of these sausages. Now for these, you want to get yourself a good pair of scissors. Come right in at the end there, where the skin starts, and just go ahead and scissor your way on down. Now, I prefer this over the ground stuff that comes without the wrap on it, just because there's a little bit of a difference in the flavor. I've noticed that these are generally a little less salty, which gives you a little bit more of a focus on that flavor of the meat itself. Yeah, so you go ahead and you peel that off of there like that. Slap that down in there too. Rinse my hands real quick. All right. So I'm going to start first off by throwing some minced garlic in there. Be kind of generous with that. That's where you get some of that good rich flavor there. And then on top of that, I mean, some people would just grab some regular Italian seasoning and call it good. Just throw their own little Italian blend in there. I like to do it like piece by piece though. So I got myself some basil. Okay. We're gonna throw a little bit of that in there. Whatever amount makes you feel good. I'm not super generous with the herbs just because they become a little bit too rich if you use too many of them. You know what I mean? So now here we got some oregano. Now it's not like full leaves. It's all kind of ground up a little bit. You want to throw some of that down in there too. Now the oregano, you don't want to use too much of the oregano because the oregano is definitely the richer of the herbs. You want to be careful with that. And then we throw some parsley in there. Now there's not a whole lot of flavor to parsley, I noticed, but it does disperse the flavor well. So you'll want to throw some of that in there. All right, and then, I mean, gotta remember your pepper here. This is just regular fresh ground black pepper. Don't want to use too much of that. I got another little something special in store for that right there. All right, and then of course our salt. Now I'm just using sea salt. It's just regular sea salt, nothing spectacular or anything like that. But we'll go ahead and throw a good little pile in your hand to control it. And then I just throw a couple of pinches spread out here. You want to be respectful with that as well. You don't want it too salty. That sausage is going to take in that salt pretty well too. All right, and then for the last little chunk of dryness here, we're going to throw, instead of barbecue sauce, I get barbecue seasoning. It kind of soaks into the meat a little better. You don't really have to fight with it as much. So we'll go ahead and throw some of that in there. And we'll start kind of bringing all of that meat together. Mash it all together, kind of bring it all in. get your workout on doing this if you get it too cold. This is just started to get de-thawed by the feel of it. That, and I keep my fridge at a good chill temperature so things last a little longer in them. Oh man, that smells fantastic already. And I'm just getting started. So once we get all of this kind of mixed up, it doesn't have to be perfect right off the bat. You just want to get a good blend in there. Here, I'll give you guys a good look. See, you want to get a good little mesh like that, right? So now, rinse my hands again. We're going to throw in some of these wet ingredients. So I like a little bit of a spice. I'm not saying that I like my stuff to be spicy. You know, I do like spicy, but for the rest of my family, you know, I got a couple of kids. My lady's not a big fan of super spicy stuff. And so I throw a little bit of this chipotle aioli in there. That gives it that smokiness, you know. It's not so much spice and more smoky. But of course, I told you I had something special for those peppers. So now we're going to throw in some golden Greek pepper and cinis. We're not going to throw the actual pepper in there, but what we are going to do here, we are just going to splash some juice in there. Gives it a good citrusy spice to it, you know, so that goes really well with the chipotle. I'm going to kind of spread that around so that it kind of blends with the chipotle. Give it a good little swirl. Kind of liquefies the chipotle aioli a little bit and also kind of mixes it all a little better. And then, everybody say it with me now, some Worcestershire sauce. Thank you. All right, we got all of our wet ingredients in there, and we're gonna get back to mashing. Bring it all back together. Now this all together not only makes a really juicy burger, but it all blends into the meat really well, pulling all the textures out and kind of just helping it all merge really well. So the pork from the sausages and the beef and everything, it'll all come together really well in the end. And you'll end up with a great flavor. Now, you notice I didn't put a whole lot of spice in there. That's because it's not really for the spice. I'm not really looking to burn my tongue when I'm eating it, you know? Like, yeah, we all like spicy things, that's great. But with these things, I'm not really looking for that. What I'm looking for is more the flavor. So, once you do that, you bring just enough spice into a meal that it's hard to explain, but you definitely notice it when you notice it. It brings a lot more of the flavor out without the spice. You start to notice a little bit more of the tangs, a little bit more of the zestiness from like the Italian seasonings and things like that. So it just helps pull the flavor out of the meat a little more. And then throwing that pepper and cini juice in there, that helps the whole rest of the meat all kind of mixed together. Now look, we've got a perfect chunk of ground beef here, ready to be eaten. We're going to turn it into smash burgers later. So now that I got it all put together, we'll leave it at that. Go ahead and put our lid on it. Got our lid here. And that's going to go in the fridge for just a little while until it's ready to be cooked. All right, y'all. Had the patties in the fridge marinating a little bit. Now it's time to take the meat we made earlier and make patties.
Mmm.
Oh man. Loaf, let's get this going. Grab a good chunk of meat here. So, start getting a good ball formed here. Kind of work the meat so that it all sticks together. And ball it up here. Go small. Bam, patty one down. Alright folks, we're going to come on out to the Blackstone and start seasoning it. Get it oiled with, I like to use butter, honestly. Butter usually gives you a better flavor and turnout here. So we're going to bust open old reliable Blackstone and throw some butter on there. Got our butter. Gonna go ahead and just kind of give it a good spread here. smasher, got our burgers, the grill's seasoned. Let's go get them cooked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, phase one's getting the burgers on the grill. You can come closer if you want.
Great.
All right, here we go. We keep a good bit of space between them for when we smash them down. That one. There we go. There's 4, 6, 7 total here. I'll probably double some of them up. There's that. You let one side cook for a little while just to give it a good char, just to start it out with. Keep everything holding up together, you know. All right, go ahead and give them a flip real quick. See how you got one side that's already kind of cooked up already? You kind of want that. Kind of helps that side of the meat stay together. And we're going to grab our smasher here and give them all a real good smash. Kind of wiggle when you pull off so the meat don't stick. Oh man, the sound of that sizzle is amazing. All right, we're gonna go ahead and turn all this off. Open this up. There they are. Start lathering some cheese on them. Got some American cheese. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna double these up. See, like that. And then we'll take a slice of cheddar, put it over top of everything there. There we go. There you go. All right, and then I'm gonna take this one here and slap that there. Got some pepper jack and some sharp cheddar for mine. Everybody in my house seems to like their cheeses a little bit different. I'm not a big fan of the American cheese. It's a little too plasticky, I guess, for lack of a better term, but everybody else seems to like them okay, so everybody gets their own little mix-up of cheeses here. We're gonna do some doubles. Double, 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 and then we're gonna do a single there. Here's the spread, y'all. Man, look at them smash burgers. Oof, so good. We got 2 doubles and a triple. Of course, you gotta have that bacon ranch pasta, man. That's so good. Some pasta salad. And some nice cut green beans for the side. Gotta have your greens. Very necessary. Very necessary. All right, dude.
All right.
You're gonna be my little taste tester, so tell me what you think.
All right. Try the burger.
Is that a win?
That's a 100%.
All right, we got a win. There you have it, folks. Smash burgers are a win tonight.
Yeah.
Here we go, babe. Dinner's ready.
Oh, thank you. That looks delicious.
You're welcome. I gave you a double smash burger in there with sharp cheddar and American cheese.
Oh my goodness. Thank you. It looks delicious.
You're welcome. I'm glad to make you
Happy Labor Day.
Happy Labor Day. Happy Labor Day. I gotta tell you, it was a heck of a meal. Real good cooking for a real good day. It's a great way to end the day off, I tell you what. Got my kids here and my lady. We're gonna go ahead and enjoy a nice good meal and get started for the rest of the week. It's nice to have a 3-day weekend all together, but I mean, that's the gift of Labor Day, right? Happy Labor Day, everybody.